It's very important to like the people you work with. Otherwise, your job is going to be quite miserable. Brand is just a perception, and perception will match reality over time. Sometimes it will be ahead, other times it will be behind. But brand is simply a collective impression some have about a product. If we drive down the cost of transportation in space, we can do great things. If you go back a few hundred years, what we take for granted today would seem like magic. Being able to talk to people over long distances, to transmit images, flying, accessing vast amounts of data like an oracle. These are all things that would have been considered magic a few hundred years ago. If I'm not in love, if I'm not with a long-term companion, I cannot be happy. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop, where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. The key to making things affordable is design and technology improvements, as well as scale. The United States is definitely ahead in culture of innovation. If someone wants to accomplish great things, there is no better place than the US. America is the spirit of human exploration distilled. I've actually not read any books on time management. I'm a Silicon Valley guy. I just think people from Silicon Valley can do anything. Mars is the only place in the solar system where it's possible for life to become multiplanetarian. I don't think it's a good idea to plan to sell a company. I care very deeply about the people at Tesla. I feel like I have a great debt to the people of Tesla who are making the company successful. I've actually made a prediction that within 30 years a majority of new cars made in the United States will be electric. And I don't mean hybrid, I mean fully electric. I was born in Africa. I came to California because it's really where new technologies can be brought to fruition, and I don't see a viable competitor. I tend to approach things from a physics framework. And physics teaches you to reason from first principles rather than by analogy. I'm interested in things that change the world or that affect the future and wondrous, new technology where you see it, and you're like, wow, how did that even happen? How is that possible? I hate writing about personal stuff. I don't have a Facebook page. I don't use my Twitter account. I am familiar with both, but I don't use them. Here in the West, people often don't like listening to their leaders, even if they are right. Silicon Valley has some of the smartest engineers and technology business people in the world. My background educationally is physics and economics, and I grew up in sort of an engineering environment. My father is an electromechanical engineer. And so there were lots of engineering things around me.